MK1 Chaos Reigns is officially here, and it's their biggest update yet. With the new story mode, Combat Pack 2 starting off with Noob Cyrax Sector, animalities for everyone including guest characters, new brutalities for all characters, Towers of Time, character buffs, new stages, online practice mode, tons of skins, and more. Definitely the biggest content drop that we've seen in Mortal Kombat 1 since start. It's a great time to be an MK fan, all around surrounding content. Hopefully they continuously deliver more. This game's on one hell of a run now. Hopefully it keeps improving. MK1 finally giving us a run that we had been looking for. The aesthetics and everything to the game look amazing, right? There's menu updates, there's tons of things, but what really matters most, for sure, in our opinion, is the fact that we're getting actual content that we had been needing. It was drip fed to us a lot. Now this time it has really been thrown at us, and I really enjoy that. It's fun, right? We want to start the new story mode, of course. Absolutely no spoilers, but story mode, we have that dropped along with the DLC expansion. Now there's the number one argument is, and then you get Combat Pack 2 along with that. It's Combat Pack 2 plus DLC expansion with the story, and which starts you off with Noob Cyrax Sector immediately and a couple of skins if you pre-order, especially the Ultimate MK3 ones. But here's the thing, right? Because a lot of people are not going to want to purchase this, right? So the cool thing is that most of the content this time around is actually stuff that you don't really have to buy. You can buy the characters separate also. I believe in the store, right? That's how it goes. They're like $7.99 USD or something like that. So you get all of that. You could just make your choice on what you want to do this time around. I feel like the first time around, it kind of made it forced a little bit more. This time around, it looks pretty cool on how you can really gather the content in your own discretion on what you really want. You know what I mean? Buy the combat pack separate or wait for a bundle, wait for a special, stuff like that. The coolest thing on top of all, in contrast to Mortal Kombat 1 actually charging for fatalities, is the fact that a lot of these are free, right? We're going to start that off with, of course, you know, animalities. Animalities is one of the biggest one. I actually was really sleeping on animalities. I feel like a few of them were kind of cringe when I first saw them, because I love animalities from back in the day, from Ultimate MK3 and everything. But I felt like some of them that we had been seeing that they were kind of teasing were like, they were all right. But man, I saw like the Johnny Cage one. The Johnny Cage one is insane. So animalities are for everyone, including actual DLC guest characters that are not actual MK lore. So like Homelander, Omni-Man, etc., Ghostface. So that is actually one of the coolest things that I could ever attest to. You know what I mean? The characters that don't really have nothing to do with the actual animality culture of Mortal Kombat. It's just cool to really see that. And then the best one I had seen for sure was a Johnny Cage one. I like the creativity on it. So shout out to them for really delivering that. There's a couple of others that are really good. And speaking of really good when it comes to finishers, animalities, etc., new brutalities are also for every character. Now, I did read like a leak that it was supposed to be cameo brutalities are going to get... maybe they still are. Maybe later down the line, post-launch after DLC. I don't know, man. Maybe like another update. But I know brutalities there was a huge trailer that's been released already. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to show it because I'm making a YouTube video. But they show the brutalities, and it has everything, like characters getting brand new brutalities. I feel like these brutalities this time around feel like authentic, like OG MK style brutalities. It looks like they're going even further within the gore, and they're not even holding back at this point anymore. And that's a really good thing, because we don't want MK to be holding back on us, and I'm just very appreciative that MK is going all in. So it's dope. I really genuinely am excited. Like, I'm not clickbaiting any of this. I'm excited that MK is being MK again. It was a historic release this time around with all fighting games. When you have Mortal Kombat 1, you have Street Fighter 6, you have Tekken 8. Very monumental. So to have everyone dropping content everywhere, and it wasn't just like simple content, like the big three of fighting games are dropping real content. You know what I mean? Like MK1 doing all of this. Then you had the Street Fighter 6 Terry release with V Rivals, a couple of patch updates, replay menu stuff, and more. And then you also have Terry literally releasing a DLC character that's massive for SNK, Fatal Fury, you know, King of Fighters. If you just know that aspect of the era of fighting games, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Also on top of promoting the new City of the Wolves, Fatal Fury. So Lots of excitement for that. Lots of lore, also fun stuff. If you know the lore between like him, Terry and Ken and all that stuff, it's really cool to see that also. Then you had Tekken 8 releasing the Heihachi trailer along with the Tekken Talk, which then introduced even their own story mode DLC, their own everything. So you know what I mean? It's just so much stuff. They have their own ranked updates. They have their DLC story, new stages also. They have all this stuff, Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6. So it was a monumental overall day. I had been busy with all that. So I'm excited to be talking about all this stuff. Then, aside from brutalities, animalities, and of course the DLC expansion of the story with MK1, Towers of Time also is on the comeback. It has officially come back. That's going to be very cool for somebody like me. Sometimes I just like to chill and play fighting games. I don't like to always necessarily have to play ranked all day. Ranked is super fun all the time. You know, obviously you're going to cut through like some bullshit at times, but it's always overall a great time when you're being competitive and trying to challenge yourself to the highest level. Like, it helps you mentally. But Towers of Time is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what they continuously do post-launch. I hope we continuously get much more things similar to how Tekken does their Ghost AI stuff, the battles, and then how Street Fighter's doing their V rivals now. I hope Mortal Kombat eventually gets their own variation of that. That would be insane. Then on top of that, there's character buffs. There's a lot of patch notes on character buffs. I'm not necessarily going to just read them all to you all, but there is characters like Garrus and Sub-Zero, cameo, by the way. A couple other characters that are really have gotten their buffs that are confirmed, that are already through, that are ready to go now. And that's huge, right? Character buffs is what's going to be great for this game. It's better than nerfing stuff. I'd prefer buffs. You know, I buff my man Scorpion. I love Scorpion, but without Pharaoh right now, he's kind of just whatever. And I know a lot of people are really... I held a massive poll on who should be buffed, and a lot of people still want Sub-Zero. I think everybody wants Sub-Zero. Casuals, non-casuals, even people who hate Sub-Zero are vouching for Sub-Zero. It has to be a meme at this point. Like, Sub-Zero needs to be buffed. But I know a lot of people don't want him buffed because he technically has everything. And if you give him damage, it's like he's going to be straight up S tier immediately. So, yeah, character buffs had been happening. And that's also a very good thing for the game. I'd rather character buffs than nerfs for sure. Break the game, let it be fun. And that's what we love about Mortal Kombat. Then on top of that, there's new stages. New stages have been announced, especially all the chaos type stages with the DLC. So you do get tons of new stages. So that's also pretty good. Also, I'm pretty sure we're going to get, I don't know if we'll get stages post-launch, but at least we got some now. I think that's really cool. And I really like the menu aesthetic that you can change from like the new era to the actual chaos era aspect. So I like the darker theme. I'm going to keep it like that, and that's also pretty cool. Then you get online practice mode, which is something that's been overdue, of course. Same thing like what happened with King of the Hill. Same thing what's happening with Towers of Time. Same thing was happening with everything. That's why people say that this game was still in beta. A lot of this content was overdue, but I'm just glad we're getting it now. So online practice mode, of course, practice online with your friends. You can set it up. A lot of customization you can do with it. And just kind of have your own vibes and just keep running practice rounds, man. Like whatever character you're trying to learn, get with a friend and just continuously set up your own variations of training. And I think that would be something like that's mad hilarious and fun. So I thought that was pretty fun. Then to top it all off, Ed Boon also says that he or the squad NetherRealm, they are not really moving on from MK1. It's going to get full support. He made an official tweet. He was talking about MK1 is going to get official support for some time to come. I mean, we don't know how long. Right? It could be several years. You know, I think, well, MK11 was what, like 5 years? That's how long it went on, that installment. So this might get support for at least 3 to 5 years, maybe, is what I'm thinking. He did say they are looking for ongoing support still, that they're not just going to like leave this as is, just like this. And from the idea of it, I think they are, right? Because they had 2 ideas so far. Ed Boon confirms that they are going to continue to support. Of course, he's going to say that, of course, for marketing and for business. But I think wholeheartedly he does mean it to an extent, too, because 2 variations as to why, like, I believe so. First one is that they slowly release content year 1. I think they were drip fitting because they wanted to hold out on so much content because they want to be able to spread it out throughout the 4 years or 5 years, however long this MK1 is going to be around. Then you have something like now where like they dropped everything like crazy. So maybe they even have more content to release now, since this seems like something they could have released in like 2 different aspects of post-launch content of DLC expansion, at least for year 2. But for some reason, they just let all of this fly right now. So they either have a lot of ammo, or they're going to go back like year 3 and drip feed a little bit more, similar to how they were doing year 1. And so they might do like year 1 drip feed, year 2 went ballistic, which is right now. Year 3, they'll probably drip feed again. And then year 4, they'll probably let some more go. And that might be possibly the last supportive year. You know what I mean? I mean, minus another DLC expansion, but they might have something else going down, at least content-wise. That's kind of my prediction as to why it felt like that. But all in all, Mortal Kombat is delivering the actual content that we had been in search for, crying for. And damn, this game is so flawed and how loved it is. I hold so many polls on our community tab, so make sure you're getting involved with those. Make sure you're commenting on those. But I hold so many polls on our community tabs. And so many people are still voting like MK over a lot of the fighting games. A lot of MK are always in the mix, no matter what I'm talking about. So MK is alive and well. Whoever says the game is dead is insane. It is damn flawed. That's a fact. But man, can you imagine if we can help the awareness and help the devs acknowledge the fact that how much we care about these games and how much like our voices matter, right? Like we want to make sure the voices matter. That's why I love to create content like this, because it really does. It reaches a good audience, and sometimes the algorithm helps, and we can probably reach people, and they'll read your comments, right? That's why I always say comment your thoughts, comment your insights, because I could only imagine if Mortal Kombat actually listened to the consumers, similar to what Capcom's doing. And hell, even Tekken's doing that to like an even higher level now, where they're listening to consumers outrageously in the coolest way possible, where they're just giving them content. Everything that people want, they're giving it to them. Literally, Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 are giving everything that their consumers want this time around. They're like, here you go. Here's Heihachi. Here's Terry. Here's SNK bag. Here's Marvel vs. Capcom bag. Here's Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Here's all these DLCs updates. Here's all your favorite characters and Bison, etc. Like, they're just constantly giving out content. There's so much content what Capcom's doing. And so I can only imagine if MK was dropping like an MK collection, MK9 remaster, Shaolin Monks remaster, any type of collection with Ultimate MK3, and there's some type of rollback netcodes, just full-on content like the way this year 2 has been. It'll be damn near a legacy run. And so I am excited. No matter how flawed this game is, people still love this game. And including myself, I still love this game. I love this launch. I love the content. The gameplay needs to be ramped up a little bit. Let's get a little bit back to MK9, MKX. But damn, man, this game is, you know, if they really get it rolling, man, this game's going to be amazing. But I still believe in it. And I'm excited for all this content, man. Y'all let me know what y'all excited for, what content you like. And I appreciate y'all so much, the recent subscribers, those that have been getting involved in the community tabs, our YouTube shorts, our lives, our TikTok. We do all this stuff with all this type of content, man. And so I appreciate y'all coming through. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Peace.